Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Diesel. We back up in this thing. We got my watch list for tomorrow. You already know we trade every day. You feel me? 365. Right now, this is July. My bad. Let me get this right. Let me get this right. It is July 9th. It is Thursday. And right now, we just about to look at what I'm looking at in the market for tomorrow, Friday, July 10th. So we had a lot going on today. We had some Fed news. We had some Iran geopolitical news. We had some opening reactions. But at the end of the day, we kind of ended up bullish on the day. We ended up with some continuation on a couple of different names. Some people would call it a rally. It was a bit of a tech rally, and prices closed close to key resistance on a couple of different tickers. So we're going to deep dive into that. And for right now, bulls are still in control of the major support holds. But if we break any of these major support holds, it's very easy to see the downside. And I say see the downside of some of my favorite tickers: SPX, the SPY, QQQ, Tesla, Nvda, and Apple. They are on a bullish uprise right now, but very easily could turn bearish at a moment's notice. So for tomorrow, we have bullish expectations. Hopefully, the S&P 500 can hold 7,500. If it could hold 7,500, we could see 7,520. Right here, I have 7,530 as the hold price it needs. But if we stay above 7,500, I do believe we can still see green tide on the day. And I say that because we might take an early dip and then continue higher, right? And that's just because the market that we in right now is not necessarily the most transparent or friendly market in terms of what people expect to happen when they play the market. Take that as you want. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. If you don't, you don't. And hey, it is what it is. So, yeah, you knew why that happened. Let's go ahead and let's get that back for y'all. There you go. There you go. Let me bring that back full string, full circle. All right. Yeah, I don't know why that did that like that, but it is what it is. And so yeah, we want the S&P 500 to hold 7530 and then 7560, right? And then from there, we're also going to be looking at QQQ to confirm the direction on the S&P 500. So if they both go bearish, then we're looking at bearish. If they both go bullish, we're looking at bullish because they do like to correspond to one another. And that's why I'm going to be looking at them to work in tandem. If they can't work in tandem, I'm a little confused. And we have a bit of a toss up on the market. And so earlier today, or was it yesterday? I don't remember if it was today. I don't remember if it was yesterday. But the market definitely, QQQ went one way and the S&P 500 went the complete opposite way. And that had me a bit confused. All right, my bad. I had to get this going. And then the SPY, it wants to stay above 7,500 tomorrow if we can. If we can't stay above 7,500 tomorrow on the SPY, then I believe we could have a lot more downside. But we'll get into that. So first thing we're going to be looking for tomorrow is some pullbacks from these all-time, or not all-time highs, but from the highs that they're at right now, and see if they can hold. And if they can hold, we're going to see if they can break through VWAP on all sides. If we break through VWAP on all sides, then I believe that every stock above these three, SPX, QQQ, and SPY, have room to the upside, most definitely, as long as they can hold VWAP or reclaim the VWAP, right? And then after reclaiming VWAP, I'm going to be looking for them to reclaim and hold the 20-day EMA. And then I'm also going to be looking at AMD, and I'm going to be looking at chip stocks like Nvda and to see what's going on, as well as AVGO, Broadcom, and see what's going on in chip news. And then OSU is also going to play a big factor into how the market moves tomorrow. So looking at oil isn't a bad idea, as well as just paying attention to news headlines. And so for my bearish expectations, if the S&P 500 rejects 7560, then it keeps dropping. We're going to see 7530. If we could break 7530 on the S&P 500, 7500 is in play very much. My favorite pivot point on the S&P 500 right now is 7500 because it's been playing that shit like a fiddle. I'm not going to lie. And then for QQQ, right now we're at about 723. My level on it for today was 724. We did hit that. And so if we could break 724 tomorrow, we're looking at 730. If we can't hold 724 tomorrow, we're going back to 720. If we break 720, our next level is going to be 716, 713. And if we end up below 713, 712.50, but we can't break 716, we're in the chop zone. I'm not even going to trade it between those $3 points. And then SPY, if we lose 748 on the SPY, then we have room down to 747, all the way down to 745. And if we could break 745, we can go to 741. If we can hold 745, we have 747, we have 750, we have 751, and 752. All of those are valid levels, just because our support and resistance has been struggling to break 752, like 752.13, I believe, is the last place I personally was in the SPY at. And so I would want it to break 752.50 before I was looking for more bullish upside on the SPY. And then definitely look for gap ups, look for hard breaks below VWAP, and just be ready for both sides in both directions, because either one could happen with the drop of new news. And so our best confirmation is looking for stocks that are above VWAP and then seeing if they do a slight pullback and then reclaim VWAP. If they can pull back and reclaim VWAP, you know you have a lot of strength and we're going to the upside. Also look for higher lows on the 5-minute and the 15-minute. If every couple of minutes the lows get higher and higher, you can see that you have a strong trend to the upside. And then if you can see that the S&P 500 and QQQ are doing the same thing and going the same direction, then you can trust that direction in the rest of the market for the rest of any technology stocks. And so we're looking for breakout candles followed by a strong retest. My game plan on tomorrow is to be patient. I'm looking at the 5-minute and the 15-minute charts to confirm what I'm looking at. And then I'm looking at the 4-hour and the 1-hour for my actual price targets. I'm going to look at pre-market highs and lows just to give me an idea of what the market is kind of trying to factor in already. And I'm only taking clean setups, A+s only. That's what we're looking for, A+ setups. If the price is inside the chop range, I'm not taking it. We're not taking chop. We're not taking chop. We're not taking chop. Do less. If it's hard to trade, you go easy. If it's easy to trade, you go hard. That's a rule of thumb. So let the market choose its direction, and then we're going to look to follow the momentum. I'm a momentum trader. I'm a volume trader. I'm a volatility trader. I do not look for what I expect. I look for where people are in real time right now. And so with that being said, for the SPY on tomorrow, we're bullish if we can break and hold 750. And then if we go above 752, we have room to 754, 755, 758, all the way up to 760. I'm not expecting 760 tomorrow. I expect 752, and then I expect a retest of 750, 748. If we can retest 740, 750, and then break back up to 752, we're going to 760. If we have a hard time doing that, then I'm not too sure where we're going. So between 755 and 758 is a chop zone for me. And then we're going to have to watch VWAP and make sure that we stay above that 750. If at any moment we fall below the 750, I'm taking a put. Even if it's just for a quick scalp, I'm taking a put. Just know that. I'm not above taking a put. And then next we have the SPY, or not the SPY. We have the S&P 500. And so on the S&P 500, I'm going to be looking for 7,500 to hold. I've already told you that. If we go hold 7,500 and break through 7,530, 7,560 is my next clean level up from 7,500. So really, I'm going to look for a hold of 7,500, a hold of 7,540. From 7,540, we have 7,560. From there, I'm looking at 7,600. You feel me? I love how the S&P 500 move, and if it move, it's gonna move like that. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So our chop zone is if we stay between 75.30 and 75.60. If we can't break through 75.60 easy, or at least break past 75.30 and go to 75.45, I'm indifferent. Because if we break below 7,500, we can easily go to 7,300. I'm not gonna play with you. And then for QQQ, I'm going to be looking for it to break the 72.3, 723, 724 range. If we could break 723, 724, then we can see 725, possibly 730. But just as quickly as we can see 730, we can see 716, 707, 709, 710. Like QQQ knows no motherfucking bounds right now. It is going up and down however it pleases. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been making me seasick lately. It's been making me seasick. But right now we are at a little bit above 723. So if we could break 724, we have plenty of upside to 730. If we cannot break past 730, we're going to fall back below to 724. If we break 724, 722 is in play, and then 720 is in play. I believe that 720 is a cleaner level. If you look right here, I have my chop zone at 720 to 725. If we break out of either of those in either direction, look for that continuation. I promise. Just look for the fucking continuation. Don't ask me no questions. Look for the continuation. So these right here are stocks. I'm not going to lie. AMD, I do not follow AMD on a regular basis. With that being said, I can give you the levels right here. So our chop zone is between 545 and 550. If we can't break out above or below either of these, don't look at it. If you really want to find strength and confirmation, look for AMD above 560. If it breaks 560, we easily go into 570, 585. We might even go to 600 on the day. But if we cannot hold 555, that's a good number. If we can't hold 555, we can easily see 550. If we break 550, we go into 545. And if we break 540, you can see as low as 521. I'm not telling you we go into 521, but it's possible to see 521. Now, Appl, that's my little baby. Right now, the magic number on Appl is 317.40. If we could break and hold 317.40, you got a clean 315 on your hands. I'm actually a little bit salty today. I had the 315 calls. I sold out of the very early. I made less than $60. I made money, but I sold out early. And so with the fact that it broke 315 today, I don't know what I was doing, but I can see 317, 320 very easily on Appl tomorrow. So I'd be looking for that bullish continuation, especially in the first 15 minutes. If we get that continuation in the first 15 minutes, I'm probably going to take two different contracts and calls on Appl, especially if we hold 317.40. Then we got 320, 322.50. We could see 330. I'm not going to be looking for 330 because realistically, a little bit above 320 has been hard to break. So I want to see it break 320 and head to 325 and stay there. If we could break 322 and go to 325 and stay there, I'll be happy. But our chop zone on Appl is between 310 and 315. If it can't fall below that 310 level, and if it doesn't break above that 315, there's no telling what it's going to do. Today, I spent a decent amount of time between 311 and 313 and 312 and 313. And that whole time, I did not like none of it. So I'm going to be patient and I'm going to wait for it to break these key levels. It's going to be best if the rest of the market is green and it holds 315, then we could definitely look for that bullish drive. And then next we got Tessie, baby. I love me some Tesla on a Friday. Tesla on a Friday make the heart race. I'm not gonna lie. The option contracts are usually a little bit cheaper and it like to move. So we're gonna be looking for more upside on Tesla. We did break through that 404 level. I've been waiting for that 404 level. So if we got hold and break that 404 again tomorrow, we got 408, 412, 420. I promise you, if you think I'm a liar, go back and watch some of my past videos. I've been waiting for that 420 level on Tesla for about the last 2-3 weeks. No, the fact that it reclaimed 404 today is exactly what I've been expecting. The fact I believe it even got as high as 408 today. And don't let me lie, but I'm pretty sure it reclaimed that 408 level too for a second. And so my level for Tesla is 420. I like 420. 420 is the level that I'm looking for, right? And then if we cannot hold 408, we go into 404 easy, we go into 400 easy, and we can get as low as 380. Today, I factored in 380, and I believe that Tesla went to 388 today on the charts, right? So if we do have downside, we can see 380. But if we hold that 400 level, we got 408, 412 very easily. But chop is going to be between 404 and 408. We're going to have to hit 409 before I think we're really bullish, and we're going to have to break below 404 before I really think we're bearish. And then this right here is just a little long shot. They had a little bit of earnings this week. You feel me? So I don't usually watch airlines anymore. And today is actually crazy. I was looking for a little call and a little pop. They have earnings tomorrow, I believe, in pre-market. So last night on Wednesday, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas Airlines had a little bit of a pop. Today, they rose to $89 and change. So they had like a $2-3 increase in pricing. And this is just me spitballing yesterday, knowing that they had earnings coming up. It's not something I was watching or even wanted to play. But we went from 86, 87 something on Tuesday to $89 today. I know what the fuck I be talking about. That's pretty much all I wanted to say with that one. I know what I be talking about. Well, you know, you gotta talk your shit every now and again. So I already went over this and what I'm looking for tomorrow. I'm looking for the S&P 500 to hold and break 75.30, for SPY to hold and break 75.1, maybe even 752. QQQ got to break 723. I'd love if it broke 725 and continued up. AMD, we went above 745. And Tesla, we wanted to hold that 405 and reclaim 408. If none of that happens easily, we can see very easy downside. So S&P 500 to the downside, if it breaks 75.60, we drop into 75.20 at least. The SPY 75.50 is, if we can't go past that, we go into 70.46. And QQQ, if it loses 720, it can go anywhere as low as 690 something. It's been all over the place lately. And so the biggest indicator tomorrow is just going to be VWAP, looking for BWAP, looking for that retest, and looking for a pullback to continue higher. And then look for higher highs on the 5 and the 15. This is literally kind of just textbook trading things that I'm telling you right now. But also our semiconductors and our chip stocks are going to help confirm market strength or deny it, as well as oil. And this is another thing you could do. The first 15-minute candle, look for the lows and the high on that to see a range for the day. A lot of the time, the first 15-minute candle ends up giving you a range for the day. But yeah, anything outside of what I just gave you, all I could do is trade for you. And for that, you're going to have to send me your money. And I'd rather not trade for you. So this is the information. These is levels we're looking at. I mainly like Appl. I like Tesla. I like Nvda. And I like these three right here: SPY, QQQ, and S&P 500. Outside of that, all I really trade is Tesla, Appl, and Nvidia. Oh, I hope you have a good one tomorrow. Make some money in the market. I'm on my journey. 20 days of $50 a day equals $1,100. If I could make a band out the market, so can you, and you can do it right at home sitting on your computer. All you got to do is follow these cheat sheets. I promise you, you will make some money. If you don't make no money, come meet me outside and punch me in my shit.